Dreams tonight, oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars, oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me breaking your spirit.
Today, we're going straight to the point. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my channel focuses on everything fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and entrepreneurship. So if any of those categories interest you, do not hesitate to like my video and subscribe to my channel. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So in today's video, I will be revamping this bad bitch right here. And as you can see, I have already taped the floor with an old shower curtain to protect it from stains and stuff. So today's task is to take off this nasty looking full lace frontal and replace it with a brand new HD frontal. Okay, so in doing this, you have to be really careful because there's a thin line between where the lace ends and the wig unit begins. So let's get into trying to take off the old lace. So our number one priority in this first phase is to take off this old lace without causing a tear in the wig cap. Okay, so what I do is I will go in with a pair of scissors first to create a clear pathway for me to bring in the razor blade and take it off. The reason for this is because this particular wig unit was machine sewn, and so even though it's more than 2 years, the stitching is so firmly in place you wouldn't believe it. So even with a pair of scissors, it's quite difficult. I have to be very careful in detaching the lace frontal from the wig unit. But still, it loosens the stitching and makes using the blade a bit more easier. So I have successfully detached the old lace from the wig unit, and as you can see, there is no dent in the wig cap as far as I can tell. So the next goal is to align the new HD lace to the wig unit. Most people think that it's the sewing that makes the wig, but it's actually the laying of the frontal or the closure. So this is a very methodical phase. You have to be very attentive to this particular phase, because if you can actually make or break your wig. If you don't lay it right, when you wear it, it's going to look funny. It's going to be looking one-sided or not properly aligned. So this is a very important phase. Baby, listen, you want to pay attention to this part. This is the most crucial part. So what I do is I lift off the lace wig and fold it into 2 equal parts and go in with the Sharpie right in the middle to mark the middle. And once I do that, I replace it on the wig head and then pin it right to the marking, the middle marking, because the mannequin already has markings on them. So if you know how to construct a wig, you will know where the middle marking, where you can see where that mark is, that's where the middle, the center is. So I just align it, and what you must have is those T-pins. These T-pins are used to secure your closure or lace frontal securely to the mannequin, and in this particular scenario, to pin it securely where the wig unit ends and then to the front. Now, the aim here is to make sure there are no bumps or humps in securing that lace or closure frontal to the wig head. Okay, so you have to go over this particular phase as many times as you can, because if there's a bump, then your wig is going to be bunched. It's going to hunch up or like bulk up when you wear it. So to ensure a smooth, flawless wig, you have to do it over and over again. In this case, I always make sure I part the hair, the frontal or lace or closure, into 2 equal halves and braid them just to get the hair out of the way, so that I can see what I'm doing and securely pin the wig, the lace or the closure to the wig head. And as you can see, it's working fine. I am going over and over again to secure those, to make sure I smoothen out those bumps wherever I see any. So the goal is to smoothen it out and have a flat out closure or frontal. Yo, please, can I hear some commotion for this lace? Look, where is the lace? Where's the lace, guys? People, where? Can you see the lace? Show me the lace. Anyway, I have securely pinned down this lace frontal and aligned it perfectly to the wig unit, and as you can see, it's perfectly aligned, and there's so many T-pins. That's because I need it to be flat to get to achieve that flat perfect wig, glueless wig. If you want, you need to align it perfectly, and that's what I believe I have achieved. So you can see, once that is done, I have gone in with my curved needle, my seaweed C-type needle, and I've begun sewing it to the wig unit. I've begun attaching it to the wig unit. Now, the key for me, the key here is not to sew it directly on the bundles, like not to sew it on the bundles. There is a mesh right between the net, right between the bundle, the wig unit, and where the lace wig ends. So I sew on that mesh. Do you understand? Why I am doing this is because I want it to be smooth. I don't want it to be bumpy or to be thick where there's the joint, where the joiner is. Okay, this is 2022, ladies. Nobody wants to be wearing a wig that is nasty as bumpy and everything, the joining showing, the sewing showing. You want it to be as natural. You want to achieve as natural a look as possible. And to do this, that's what I do. So on the mesh, because actually, if this wasn't a revamping wig and this was a new construction, that's what you would do anyways. You would sew the wig on the mesh before sewing the bundles on. So that's exactly what you should do even when you're revamping. And that being said, when I began, did you notice how I started? I knotted the thread 3 times. It was 3 knots, and then I went over it again with another 3 knots. This is to secure the sewing tightly and to make sure that when you are brushing out your hair time and time again, nothing is going to come undone. So this is to ensure that. So I will continue sewing in like manner right through to the other end and finish sewing it completely. So I am just finishing up the sewing now. This is the other end of the lace, and I will just repeat the process I started with, like 3 knots and 3 knots all over again, which is 6 knots in total. And then I'll cut off the thread, and after cutting off the thread, you can see as I am tying several knots to finish it off. I have tied 4 knots in total and cut off the last bit of the thread left, and you can see how clean this sewing is. It's so clean and flat, which is really the point, to have a really flat finishing, and that is what we have achieved here today. So thank you, lovely people, for staying with me through to the end of this video. That is it for today, and I will go ahead and style my unit off camera. If you like what you see, do not forget to like my video, leave your comments in the comment section, and subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that you will be alerted each time I post a new video, which is every Thursday. And do stay lovely, gorgeous, and ever sassy. See you next time.